Hey, this is Mark Maron, and you're listening to Nobody Likes Onions, and you're liking it. Fuck.
Let's all be sensible here. Let's all behave ourselves. I don't want any too much arguing, too much heat and hate in the chat tonight. Keep it nice, keep it fresh, keep it clean, keep it positive. What I'm going to try to do is strike a nice balance between sanity and insanity, okay? We're going to try to hit a little something for everybody here tonight, including fans of Wanda and Vision. Okay? Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Patrick, and this is a program called Nobody Likes Onions. If you're like me, you're pumped tonight, after spending your Saturday pounced upon a sofa, perhaps kick back, watching the latest Netflix stream, or even the Adam Sandler's latest documentary, Seaspiracy, which is not as funny as it is bloody. I don't recommend it. But thank you so much for joining. So here's the dilemma we have here tonight. Now, I have probably 17 hours worth of comedy garbage to sludge through. However, I'm becoming increasingly aware that this is very divisive for our core listener groups. I've gotten a lot of emails about this over the past couple of weeks. I've gotten a lot of social media comments. This is very hit or miss. This seems to be very love it or hate it, take it or leave it when it comes to comedy gossip, okay? But you have to understand, this show, to an extent, has always done a little bit of that stuff. Right? We lived in Tampa. And we always had comedians on that were in Tampa. We talked about shit going on in the Tampa comedy scene. We talked about gossip and drama going on in that scene. We moved to LA. We did the same thing, We brought in the hits. We moved to New York. We continued our exploration of the scene there, whether it be Crazy Joe or some of the other fucking nonsense that went down there with comics, which we're going to get to later today. Now, the number of comedians on my list to talk about today is extensive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's a lot of shit to get to. Now, a lot of this stuff has gone down in the past week. Dan Ninen, yeah. Crazy Joe and Dan. Yeah, like some crazy stuff. To this day, I'm the only person who's ever gotten Dan Ninen to sit down. And we got him for over 3 hours answering the tough questions. It's a fascinating watch if you haven't watched it. If you don't know who Dan Ninen is, give it a search. The interview's on our channel, Nobody Likes Onions. Have a look. It's one of the most insane things. I recently re-uploaded this in a better watching format, and it also had some audio problems. There's a previous edition of it, hundreds of thousands of views. So I took that one down. It's actually still up because a lot of people link to it, but it's hidden. And there's a new version up that it's edited a little better and cuts out a lot of the garbage frame we used to have around our video back in the day. But the point is, I try to do this stuff, and I'm just not one to shy away when it comes to talking about some of these people I perceive to be bad men. And not everybody that I go after is a bad man. But I also, again, like I said, I know from getting some emails and some comments, this stuff is not everybody's bag. People want to hear stories. People want to hear me commenting on what's going on in the world, and the news and the shootings and all this kind of stuff. That's fine. That's fine. I'd like to do a mixture of that too. And we're very close to having guests back in the studio. As a matter of fact, we have a couple guests here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello to the RTX squad over here. It's the RTX squad. They're doing really great. And we got the 2060 and the 3060 looking fine AF. I'll tell you something about this. I've been trying to sell these graphics cards. I put them on Craigslist here. They didn't sell. So I took them off Craigslist. And I've got them up on eBay now. A 2060 and a 3060. And because I was here's the thing. The 3060 is brand new. It's in the packaging. This thing costs $560 new. And it's unwrapped. The 2060 is 9 months old. Best guess ever. Yeah. Well, I felt like it'd be appropriate to have some Asians on this week. I keep it real. So I put them up. So you can go bid on them now over at eBay. If you just search 2060 and 3060, you'll find the stuff. The point is, these idiots like lowballing me. People ask me, will you take $150 for it? Like, what are you talking about? These are the hottest things you can get your hands on right now. Graphics cards. Do you understand? Like, I almost don't want to get rid of one of them because I want a backup. Like, if you need a graphics card right now, you almost can't get one. And if you do get one, you're going to be paying out the ass zoo for it. That's wazoo, but dirtier. So, whatever. And Patrick, are you scalping it? You're part of the problem. Yes, 100%. Don't think I don't want to throw them in my machine and mine Bitcoin with them. But I think this shortage might start easing up in a quarter or two. And I'd like to strike while the iron's hot. Because these dorks, I'm sorry. These dorks who play video games, they're too busy in their fantasy world to give a fuck about actual dollary dues. They'll figure out how to get the money. They love playing these games and figuring out how to get fake money. They're lending dollars and such. I don't know what they do, but they get credits and dollars and buy fictional weapons and manna from heaven and all kinds of in-game garbage. And they'll do anything to make their experience just a little bit better than their friends or their pals. And that includes frames. You know what they say down there at the old gaming authority? Frames win games, baby. Frames win games. So that's what it is. I'll be selling those. I don't give a fuck. You think I'm gonna sit? You think I got time to sit around and let people email me? The people who reply to Craigslist ads are the lowest common denominator of garbage. Like, everyone on Craigslist is looking for a scam deal. We should do maybe in the Aftershow. We'll do or another day. We'll do one of our where we put up a fake. I mean, you should see what people do. It's almost as bad as comics scrambling us around thirsty for spots on some of these shows. But what you do is we posted up a coupon last time we did this for a fake gift certificate for Rick's Wings and Rings. And we had 1 million people like, oh my God, I love it there. It's not a real restaurant. This is a big joke we do on the show. It's a fake sponsor if you're new. Rick's Wings and Rings here in Las Vegas, 7 locations. They don't exist. People messaging, oh, does this work at the Summerlin location? It's like, it's not a real thing. People recounting birthdays they had there. It's bananas. And then if you travel doing comedy, go in some of the small towns. Our buddy Landry has a bit about this, but it's true. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, you go in these small towns. Just have a look at what your community is slapping on themselves as a label to identify themselves through goods and services purchasable on Craigslist. It'll show you a slice of your community, out of your pumpkin spice comfort zone. I'll tell you that much. It ain't gonna be nice for you. But regardless of that, I'll be selling there. I don't have time to deal with it. People do weird deals too on Craigslist. They and by the way, I'm not like, if you in your ad, if you're like, hey, I've got a graphics card that's worth $1,000. I'm looking for a MacBook. And you can find somebody who might trade you an old MacBook for that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. If that's what you put in your ad, fine. Don't come at me with creative offers. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you want $1,000 for the card? I don't have $1,000. I have $218. And my buddy breeds rabbits. Do you need any rabbits? It's like, whoa. No. Don't come at me with creative solutions, especially when it involves things with beating hearts. Do I want rabbits? Imagine me shutting this room down and just turning it into a goddamn rabbit farm. It doesn't make sense. And what are the odds, by the way, you find the one guy who's like got an extra graphics card and willing to part with it for, purebred rabbits? Get out of town. Get out of town. I would say if you're going around trying to exchange rabbits for goods and services, you've been playing a little too much Oregon Trail. Rabbits, this guy offered me. My cousin breeds. They're show rabbits. They're prize-winning rabbits. Oh, no, I'm sure. Believe me, I'm sure they're the highest caliber bunnies graphics cards can buy. Doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Little bit of an update. I will tell you this because I know a lot of people are interested. So the deal is, here's the deal. We're going to get to all the hot comedy drama talk. But we'll get through some other stuff to make the people who aren't into the comedy drama happy. Because here's the thing. Most of the people we talk about on this show are complete nobodies, right? You don't give a fuck about them. The only reason you know them is because I talk about them, and you wish I wouldn't, frankly. You've had enough. But either way, it is what it is. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to bring up some new people tonight that you've never heard of that some stuff popped up with this week. Last week I told you the only time you'll ever see me really participating on Craigslist. See what you guys have done to me? Facebook is when I'm bored and trolling people. And god damn did we get some good ones this week. We've got an update on Black Pedro. We've got an update from Brian Scalaro. You won't believe the drama that's unfolded here. I got into a Facebook thread with some shit going on with a buddy named Garrett Hall, who's been on the show before. I got a Tampa comic that I got into some shit with that, upon further examination, is fucking insane. There's a Josh Denny update somebody told me today. I don't know if this is true, but if it is true, it's interesting to say the least. Ty Rivera has crossed over and accused Trix of stealing his jokes. So we'll be talking about that. I have all the posts later. Remember, I find out about some of this Ty Rivera stuff way late after the fact because I'm not friends with Ty Rivera. He's blocked me and everybody else he gets mad at. And then another fight that went down with Ty Rivera and another comedian who's got a celebrity connection. People have also been asking me questions about Butch Bradley. I think Butch Bradley is having local comics try to get to me to talk. So I will address the Butch Bradley situation just a little bit for people who are curious about what's happening with that. There's not a lot, so don't get too excited. But we'll get to all the comedy stuff, okay? So let's put that aside for now. We'll get to pictures of Ben Shapiro in cowboy hats and Brian Scalaro flipping off MRI machines later in the show. I will tell you this. I got such good news. After only 3 days of waiting for my HOA to approve the placement and operation, installation, enjoyment of my 16-foot swim spa has been approved. 3 days. Approved. Big crane coming, dropping in the swim spa. Can't be more happy. Really easy process. And now begins, I gotta have the concrete slab poured. 8 by 16, I guess. 4 inches thick. Now, can I do this myself? Maybe. Patrick, aren't you a man? Don't you know how to operate bags of cement? I guess. I watched my dad do it once while I ate a rocket pop on the side of the curb. But, yeah, maybe I can do it. How hard can it be? You frame out, you dig out the area, you level it out, you frame out what do you use? 2x4s? 2x8s? 2x6s? You frame it out. Wes says if I can do it. Yeah, it can't be that hard, right? You make sure it's level. You pour it. The form is level and square. You can't really fuck it up if you're just pouring a rectangle slab. Tommy and C could do it? Maybe. I don't pick on people, so I wouldn't know. But maybe I pay somebody to do it. But I don't know what the going rate is for hiring concretemen. How much does it cost to have a concreteman? There's got to be some standard pricing per square foot. You should probably do some footings. Yeah, I'm not going to put rebar in it. It doesn't need to be that strong. I'll put it, it'll just be a slab. Do a 1 foot footing in each corner. Why would I do that? It's not going to need it. I don't think the weight of it isn't on the corners. So that might not be good. I think the thing weighs 6 tons, 4 tons. I don't know. I'm not sure. They told me what to make. 4 inches thick, they said. Water is fucking heavy. I know, but they do it all the time. You know what I mean? No, I don't want. They told me don't. They told me don't worry about that. It doesn't need to be reinforced. It's just a slab. How about I pay you to come do it? Aren't you? The ethnicity that usually does that. Can we talk about vaccines for a second before we get into Brian Scalaro being a giant mask advocate? I just got here. What are you putting concrete in for? I don't have time. You're not a listener of this show if you need to know what I'm putting concrete in for. Get out of town, bubs. I think I'm ready to get the vaccine, mostly because it's time to get back out there and start dating after the breakup with Kathleen. No, I'm just kidding. Kathleen and I are working on things through marriage counseling. I'm sure we're going to be fine. So don't question that. But here's the thing, okay? I want to get the vaccine. I don't know which one to get. What vaccines have you guys got? Have you gotten your vaccine yet? B, what did you have any symptoms? Did you get sick? How did it go? I think I'm ready to do it. Just to get back to stuff. Just to kind of fucking get back to things. You know, because I've never been like afraid of the vaccine, but I would like to have some more time to just watch other dopes get it first, if that makes sense. But I understand that may not be an option, and I've got to get out there. I'm realizing with this stuff that's stirring up in the Vegas comedy scene, I got to get out and be at some of these shows. I need to look Ty Rivera in the lies of his eyes. You know what I mean? I need Trey's Mallet to know I'm not afraid to come down to whatever bar he's at tonight. So I got to be out there. I also got to be able to have people come into the studio here. And while we're having a good time here tonight with our guests, the RTX Gaming Series from NVIDIA, courtesy of MSI and EVGA. AstraZeneca first dose and had a fever for 24 hours after. Low-key fever or like sick. One dose so far, Pfizer, no major issues, like a flu shot. Yeah, the most of the people that I've come in contact with who have had it, the second dose is when they really start getting sick. But, you know, I don't think anybody's died. That means your body is learning the immunity if you react. Yeah, no, I understand it. And then how do you know, like, is there any follow-up? Like, if you get the vaccine, is there any follow-up with you that, like, tests your antibodies or your immunity in any way? How do they know? You know, how does that play out? How do you find out that it took, so to speak? Because I think I'm ready to do it. What they're saying now is like, because the convention center here in Las Vegas put up a notice the other day that they had a bunch of extra doses. People don't show. You know, people make appointments for these vaccines, and they don't show, and they got to throw them out. You know, they have expirings on them. And so they throw them out. And I think all the centers pretty much do this. You can call and get on a waiting list, even a CVS or a Walgreens in your area. Call around and ask them if they have a waiting list for like day of expiring doses. Now, that opens up a whole nother question. Do you want a dose that's about to go bad going in your arm? I don't know. That is when the microchips kick in and the nanobots take control. Are they like the Autobots or the Decepticron? My friend has Decepticron's disease, which is not a laughing matter. One thing I will tell you this is like people are so dumb. They keep posting pictures of their vaccine cards. And you see this in every country. And I think outside of the U.S., it's even worse to do this. And just a cursory, you know, if you go search, stop posting vaccine pics, for instance, right? If you Google stop posting vaccine pics, just a million articles here about why not to do it. And dummies can't fathom why you wouldn't do this. First of all, it's cringe. When will you people start realizing it's cringe? You don't need to share every fucking thing you do every time you do it. They've been telling you for 6 to 8 months, stop posting your vaccine card. It contains information that can be used to steal dollars from you. Patrick, that's stupid. All it has is my name, date of birth. All it has is the vaccine that I received, where I received it, when I received it, when I'll be going back to receive it, what dose I had, what dose I will be getting, what batch number it was. Patrick, why can't I post that? Seems pretty common sense. You're an idiot. Go read an article. Seriously, click on any one of them. This one is from 1 week ago. Stop sharing your vaccine cards. Understand me when I say this. The criminals are smarter than you. You're dumb. You're dumb. You can't fathom it. You don't understand how anything works. It's not even about hacking. It's about social engineering, okay? With that information, I can steal. I can scam. I can scheme. I can swindle you. I could send you an email that says, hey, this is so-and-so from where you got your vaccine. We've recently discovered that manufacturer of your vaccine has recalled a certain number of vaccinations. We think that you might have been affected. Check your lot number. If it falls between this and this, I'll give you a fake range that yours definitely falls in between. You need to call us. You need to set up an appointment. Click this portal. You'll be asked for personal information to log in securely, and then we'll tell you if your particular vaccine was affected. Do you know how many dummies would go do that? That's a dumb example I just thought of. And 10% of you would fucking do it. You're all idiots. Call this number. They'll walk you through a thing. Oh, we're going to need you to send in another spit test. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, there's a million scams. And by the way, I'm for this one because the only people posting this are virtue signaling dicks. Get your vaccine. Congrats on your vaccine. Move on with your life. Move on with your life. Everybody, I know a million people who have done this. A million people who are doing this. They love doing it. Now, I think Shuby did it, but he crossed out his information. But again, I don't think people know whenever it's not just the ID number crossing that out. It's like, do you understand how this all stitches together? Like, I don't think people understand like how Facebook and data harvesting companies put together a profile of who you are just by little bits of information. And this is what people will do and use the information on that card to manipulate you, to lie to you. How could they possibly know this? How could they possibly know what day and time I got? Because you told everyone on your Instagram once. And Indian scammers aren't stupid. Patrick, why do they got to be Indian? Because they are. So yeah, I mean, stop doing it. You look retarded doing it. You know, post a picture with your Band-Aid on saying, I got my vaccine. Stop holding up your card. This isn't, wartime Germany. We don't need everyone to self-verify. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Stop it. And I hope you do get hacked. By the way, because it's the dumbest people. It's the people who can't fathom how could they even do that with that? Yeah, right. Like with just that information, they could do that. Oh, God. It's just like, read the news. This isn't new. They've been telling you not to do this since the beginning of time. We don't think, man. Do you know, like, these people who, like, they go, I'm not on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook account. I don't want them knowing about me. They know everything about you, even if you're not on Facebook. Your phone number is in X number of people's phones. You know, think about it. You got your mom's phone number. Your mom doesn't have a Facebook account. You got your mom's phone number stored in there as mom. Okay. Well, now they know that phone number belongs to your mom. Okay. And if she does something on the web or browser that uses Facebook, Open Graph or any kind of like, tracking with their cookies and stuff where they can access her number. If she's in somebody else's phone as secretary, now they know this woman's a secretary at this place of work because we know where the guy who calls her secretary works. They can build a whole profile about you without having anything directly from you. They know when you're around people with certain phone numbers, so they can anticipate your habits, where you are, certain times of the day. And this is, again, all without you having a Facebook profile. What do you think a human can do with a little bit of information? Finding out where your kids go to school, knowing that you recently got vaccinated. Oh, no. We've had an outbreak at this school. We think this batch was contaminated. Like, what are you doing? What's the road you grew up on? Your dog's middle name? All this information that you share in your weird storytelling. And now, with the vanity and the constant sharing of everything. God forbid everyone doesn't know what restaurant you ate at every goddamn day. We're just banana nuts. Give it all away to them, dummies. Yes, may I have another? While they just sell it all and mistreat you. Just fingering you with no lube over and over. You love it. I'll tell you this. I think very shortly we'll be transferring here. We'll be moving on. Getting off Twitch. I can't be on Twitch anymore. First of all, I'm pretty sure it's all pedophiles. I'm pretty sure it's all gamer, nerds, and pedophiles. And every time I turn around, there's a new story and a community letter telling me about some cause to rally around and stuff. I can't be a part of this anymore. I tried. I don't think it's healthy. What do? I don't know. I told you I wanted to work on a solution a while ago. I don't know what we move to. Maybe we go to YouTube. Maybe we go all to YouTube. I'm not yet convinced. I don't know, to be honest with you. But I'm considering it. I'm considering going all to YouTube. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's better over there. I don't know if you can get away with a little more. I don't know if they're just as nuts when it comes to saying anything about music or simps. A lot of rules here about just things you're not allowed to say in particular. And I don't think it's good or helpful. It just keeps these guys, from what I can tell, they're not good at supporting their partners. They keep everybody in the dark about what policies mean. It's all very vague. When people get banned or flagged and stuff, they never get answers for it. YouTube is almost as bad as Twitch. YouTube takes 20% less of the creator's money than Twitch. So already, that's a positive. Who wouldn't want a little bit more money? This guy? I would love that. But I can't, I don't know. Maybe we'll try it. We did a YouTube show when Twitch wasn't working a couple weeks ago. And I think it worked pretty well. But I'm not sure how their community features work. Do they do? I know they have this super chat thing, which I'm not sure. They got memberships now. Do the live shows work the same? Can I do live shows just for... Because I don't know if you can do this on Twitch, too. Can you just broadcast a live show to subscribers? And over on YouTube, can you broadcast just live to members? That would be a cool perk for people who sign up. Oh, my God. You guys are going to kill me real quick. I've got all right, well, you guys give me 5 minutes. I hate to do this too. Give me 5 or less. It might be less. I'm just saying 5 because that's what people say. Give me a few minutes. I'm so sorry about this. Give me 1 second. I'll try to entertain.
It won't last. And every time I called in, he treated me like trash. He would abuse and berate me for the sake of some laughs.
Apologies for that. That was... Look, well, we'll get into it at the end because it all relates and ties back together. apologies for that. Thank you for being patient
Well, I don't know.
with that stuff. Okay, speaking of Lane, by the way, that song "High on Cigarettes," created by a friend of Lane's, very good song. I talked about last show wanting to do this project with Lane. Now, Lane Libra is he's a talented artistman. He's a talented artist and he does some weird stuff. But I thought we'd have him on the show and do NFT trading card tokens. Somebody said that was rude in the chat. I agree. Don't worry, if you're watching this on YouTube later, I'll edit that out. It'll be a perfect gap. You won't even know I was gone for 7 minutes. It'll be great. I was getting threatened and yelled at. I'm sorry. You'll hear all about it. The point is, I talked to Lane. I was like, hey, design these trading cards. Let's do 5 cards, 10 cards, whatever it is. Let's play with the idea. Let's mock one up. Let's see how it goes. And Lane's like, cool. And he wanted I'm just like, let's just just whip one up. Like, I'm busy. Like, he kept asking questions. I was like, whip one up. I'm busy. We'll figure it out. He's like, what platform are these going on? How do we sell them? How do we get paid? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anything about NFTs. This is a joke. This is a bit we're doing just to see. And, we'll figure all that out once we have a viable product to sell. I don't worry about going to distributors until I have something worth distributing. So, I don't know, but we should talk about that at some point. So I tell him to whip something up, and he does. He whips something up. Now, what he whipped up doesn't look good, but this is after 2 or 3 times of coming back to me going like, hey, how does it work? How are we going to get paid? We should work out the deal. And I'm just like, stop worrying about the payment and the deal. I'm trying to flesh out an idea. You're trying to get paperwork done. So then he messages me today, and this is 100% real. I'll pull up the message here. Sorry, I have quite a lot of correspondence. He goes, all right, Patrick, I got the first test image ready. On Pokemon cards, you may know there's spaces for descriptions on the attacks and stuff. I left this blank for now because I just wanted to consult with you to see what, if anything, we want to put there. But this will give you an idea of the look. Also, just so I feel like I'm doing my due diligence, I'm sending you a super basic little contract. Oh. If you could slide your John Henry on that there, that would be great. All right, here she be. Now, first of all, I don't want room left on a card for an attack and stuff. The whole thing should pretty much be the drawing, the image, right? So I reply back to him immediately without even opening. I'm not signing anything. I'm not even looking at this. This whole thing is just an idea right now. You're worried about money and contracts. Don't worry about it. I got a lot of other shit going on, to argue about contracts in an idea stage. And then he's just like, well, they told us in class to always get a contract, or whatever. But out of curiosity, I click on this because every time I've ever had some dopey wannabe businessman, and I'm not saying that's what Lane is, but every time I've had some more like a tarot look. That's exactly what I'm going for. I think that'll be cool. Every time I've had a quote unquote professional business guy try to send me a contract, it's always been one of the most embarrassing excuses for a contract I've ever seen in my life. And this was no exception. I'm going to link you to the Dropbox document. This is an RTF file. Just so you know, An RTFL. Patrick, what's an RTFL? Don't worry about it. It stands for rich text. And it's the choice of everyone who drafts contracts up in Microsoft Notepad. So it's not, it's like already, I'm zipping over to an RTFL. God forbid you port this beautiful piece of legislative work over to PDF. No. So this is, I present you the entirety of this contract from Lane Libra. I shall read it to you now. NLO, non-fungible token joint project. The proceeds of this project, that's what it jumps right into. What project? Do you understand? Like, this is already not enforceable. Somebody said myfreedocumenttemplate.com. It's like not even. It's not even. This is a man with a Budweiser in one hand and not enough sense in the other. The proceeds of this project are to be shared equally between the two parties involved. The owner of the project and its associated accounts, Patrick Melton. Like, what? Patrick Melton agrees to pay the artist, Lane Libra, half of any and all monetary earnings accumulated by the sale, transfer, or use of the non-fungible tokens, including royalties made from the artwork by Lane Libra. And Lane Libra is just every time in parentheses for no reason, because he saw that once in a contract, and it seems like what you do. You know what I mean? And by the way, half of any and all monetary earnings. What about expenses? It costs $100 or whatever to list an asset, I think, on one of these platforms. Whatever, a certain amount of ether and gas to set up all the digital contracts. This can be in the form of cash, at least he's flexible, transfers via banking apps, or in the form of cryptocurrency, as long as it amounts to 50% of the total earnings. Again, that's never happening. The expenses are coming out of it. Like, what are you talking about? This is banana nuts. All payments are to be made in a reasonable time frame. It's just like, do you understand? Like, what is reasonable time frame? None of this is legally binding. Neither one of us even needs a lawyer to have a judge laugh this out of the courtroom. Such as monthly or bi-weekly. Again, bi-weekly means a lot of things. Barring periods of time where no sales or profits are generated. Like, imagine this contract is like 6 sentences long, and one of them is like, if you don't earn anything, you don't have to pay me. That's one of the big sticking points of this contract. Yeah, I mean, I told him, thank you so much for the show content. Imagine sending this to me and expecting me to sign it. And look, I'm not trying to shit on you, but I'm 41 years old, okay? I'm not falling for this kind of shit. Now, I like Lane, but he lives in his Jeep, and he posts some of the most insane stuff you've ever seen in your life. Don't believe me? Let's have a peek together, shall we? And we're going to do this. We're going to do this new segment where we just start diving into I don't mean idiots, but Facebooks. Some people blow my mind. Imagine spending 15 years of getting really good. By the way, would you guys like to see the drawing of the prototype NFT card? The Patrick card, if you will. Would you like to see what that looks like? What he wanted me to sign a contract for? Are you interested? Is anyone interested in seeing this? Because it's gonna be funny. Okay. Here it is. The big contract piece. I mean, look, and don't get me wrong. I like where it's going. If I was like, hey, mock up a drawing of what I look like doing this show in cartoon form, you've nailed it. You've nailed it. But I expect this to have a little whimsy to it. Again, like a Magic the Gathering card. I expect me to have some sort of did he ever explain who John Henry is? Yeah, that's a good point too. John Hancock? John Henry was a steel driving man, I believe. The point is, these are supposed to have some, me wielding a scepter with a microphone on top or something. This has to have some real fantasy into it. And he can do it. Like, he can do it. I know you're looking at this and you're going like, oh, he's a garbage artist. Like, no. This is ugly. And this is the thing I find with a lot of artists. Like, they can't see the forest for the trees somehow, like he can't see that this yellow and green and other green this is ugly and clashes, and putting black text over that is unreadable and garbage. And it's in like, Times New Roman. Like, a lot of good illustrators aren't good at design. So like, they don't understand that looks like complete shit. Moody says, I've seen some stuff from Fiverr, but this looks like it's from Twofer.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. But he's good. He can do really detailed, cool stuff. And again, he didn't spend any time on the detail of this. This is a mock-up. But I want it full screen. I want the graphic to be the whole card. We don't need to know how many hit points I have. Okay? I'm pretty sure it's 0. We understand. I'm a giant loser. But yeah, get it going. I don't know. Either way, I'm not, if you think I'm signing that contract, that is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And again, just so you, some of the stuff he posts, oh God, hold on, let me find it. There's a lot of race stuff. In the simplest terms I can possibly think of, what the left is engaged in is trying to level the playing field by tearing down white people rather than actually building themselves and their own communities up. There's a lot of stuff. And this guy, and he's also like living in his van down by the river. So it gets pretty hinky, I'd say, to say the least. It gets pretty hinky. We're gonna pivot. We're gonna get into the comedy stuff. I know that's the stuff that people want. However, before we do that, head on over, why don't you, to nobodylikesonions.com. Did you know that you'll get a live notification right up here in the corner of our website every time we're live, and you can just click that and find us. But head over to the Norbert Lowe's Orion's website and click on Overdose, and then you're going to want to come right over here and click subscribe now. What you're going to want to join the Overdose for is all the bonus stuff here, okay? And this stuff goes back to when I looked like this, let's say, okay? So join the Overdose. It supports the show. It's how we make money and stuff, and you're going to love it. And let's say you don't have the money to give to the show on a recurring rotation. go on over to store, pick up some of our winter fresh. I'm wearing our winter fresh hat tonight. And you can also pick up some Rick's merchandise. Remember, their gift certificates are great. We got a beanie. This stuff will only be around for a limited time. And if you're an Overdose member, you will save 15% off immediately. This stuff ships to any country, no matter where you're at. Overdose merchandise. Join the shit. Get some stuff. Okay? I don't want to tell you again how I need your money. I don't want to tell you again. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Also, you'll notice if you head over to our website, nobodylikesonions.com. And a lot of people, I think, don't go to our website for shows. Why would you? That's not how RSS works, right? But if you come to the website, just so you know, our shows are available in multiple formats. And if I talk about something on the show, you come over here to like the last episode, Pure Hate, where we talk about Lovesack, Ty, Brian Scalaro. Not only can you watch the video right here, you can listen to it right here. And also there's other images from every show here. And if there's guests on that show, they'll be clickable here. You can see all the shows that those guests are on. The website's very good. You should be masturbating to this daily, or at least have that tab in your rotation for just some good, hard, solid jerking. Buy something, will you? Okay. I don't know how much I want to do this preface, but let's do it. The first news that I got, and I don't know how reliable this is because I don't know anything about where this information comes from, but apparently someone in the know told me, someone is a mutual friend, we'll say that, told me that Josh Denny, remember he had his comeback tour last night. He was doing his big comeback tour over at Tiff's Bar and Grill in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey. Remember we zoomed on a map to try to find this place? It looked like a parking lot of a residential neighborhood. He was selling tickets. He's like, the tour's back on the road. This guy's never done a road gig in his life. There was no tour. It doesn't make sense. Is the Winter Fresh hat blue or black? It's navy. It's a navy hat with white and gray and blue embroidery. But it's a dark navy. All the descriptions for products are on our website. How dare you ask me that in person in the middle of a goddamn show? I should have you dragged out in the street and killed. But I won't, because I love you. Thanks for your support. Now listen, I was told this big comeback show last night of Josh Denny's didn't happen. Lack of sales. Now, there's a couple of ways these rural shows can go. They can be some of the best, funnest shows in the world. Because there's nothing to do in these towns, some of them. And so everyone who's anyone comes out to the comedy show. Why wouldn't you? This couldn't go better. It didn't happen. He couldn't get enough people out to even do a show with restricted capacity. Couldn't do it. Couldn't get it done. Now, this is what I wanted to talk to people about. These comics, we hear about Ty Rivera. He's going to start a Patreon. This is back in September. We're hearing about Ty Rivera's Patreon. August, July, we're hearing about Ty Rivera's Patreon. In December, he makes a post. Last time you get anything for free, head on over to my Patreon for my cool new stuff. Still hasn't set up the Patreon. Nothing released on it. Going downhill. Spiraling. I talked to so many comedians today that I'd never talked to before in the Las Vegas community and beyond. All reaching out. with support. Saw this. It was hilarious. Love that. Go get Ty. Go get these guys. They love it. Saw your tricks things. Hilarious. Everyone is starting to come around. And I think very shortly there's going to be a real divide in the comedy community. It's bubbling. It's coming. There's going to be the people who have had enough of everybody's shit and are just going to tell it like it is. And if you're funny enough, you'll make it. Here's the problem. A lot of comics have to suck up to everyone and have to kiss people's ass because they're not funny. They can't cut it any other way but the hustle. Okay? But when you do these things like these Patreons and these live shows, you are forced to confront one-on-one the fact that it's not happening for you. You know, when you start your locals account, Josh Denny, and we go on there, pay a subscription fee, and find out we're one of 3 people paying you, one of 3. You're confronted with those cold, hard facts that you drive Uber and it's not working out as a comedian. When you fly to do a show on the other side of the country to try to nervously audition while tittering out your borderline racist agenda for Anthony Cumia, it's cringe. Does he know you couldn't draw people at Tiff's Bar and Grill? I could probably sell Girl Scout cookies or put an ad for a garage sale, and get more than that. So I don't know what everybody's doing, man, and I think we're becoming real unwound. Now, I got into a thing on a comics page, a comic named Garrett Hall, who Garrett's come on the show before. I like Garrett, nice guy, and I have respect for Garrett. We were able to have a civil back and forth conversation. I still disagree with him, and I think he was trying to pull a fast, sneaky one, and I mean he was. You can't argue your way out of what was posted, what you typed, and how you tried to wiggle around it. But let me just give you an example of, oh wow, people are ordering stuff. Thank you very much for your orders. Let me just give an example of what I'm seeing, the kind of thing that's happening on Facebook. The kind of groupthink, mindless groupthink that is just taking over the culture. Like, it's like posting a picture about Trump's hair, making fun of it, just because you know you'll get 160 likes. It's a weird, like, thing that we're finding out when you step to these people at all, they can't back it up. They don't even know what they believe, why they're saying what they're saying. And if you try to scratch down enough layers, you'll see there's nothing there. It's one of the oddest conversations I've ever had. We'll have Garrett on again. He said he'd come on the show and have these conversations. But let me just show you what got posted first, just so you know. Now, ignore the content, because it's going to be about Ben Shapiro. And whether or not you know who Ben Shapiro is or like Ben Shapiro is neither here nor there. Just follow follow for a minute. Really try to separate the politics of it. I get it. You're woke, you're left, you're whatever. I get it. Shut up about that for a minute and just follow what's happening in people's heads that I think is making them unwell. So Garrett posted this. A new thing that's happening that I love is when rich conservatives cosplay as working class people. Ben Shapiro is a great example. This man who grew up in Southern California with Hollywood producer parents, went to UCLA and Harvard, now makes millions by being mad on the internet all day. I'd be willing to bet that he pays someone to change his oil and that his hands are as smooth as butter. He ain't one of us. He's not the only one to do it, but this Instagram post just made me think about the whole phenomenon. They do this because they think working class people are stupid. The next time you see a politician or political commentator wearing mossy oak Carhartt jackets, trucker hats, or going on hunting trips, somehow always with cameras around, just know they're openly telling you, I think you're dumber than me, because this will make you feel some sort of kinship with me. Okay? So he's calling out Ben Shapiro here, wearing a cowboy hat. He thinks you're dumb. And he's trying to fool you into thinking he's one of the local yokels. Okay? So that's the gist of the post. Now, this post, it doesn't say anything political. It's a picture of Ben Shapiro in Tennessee. Ben Shapiro owns probably one of the biggest conservative media companies, outlets out there, and is moving his company from California to Tennessee, as many other companies are. And so, he puts a cowboy hat on here, poses in Nashville, and down here on the caption, I give this state a 10 out of Tennessee, hashtag red state. Okay? So that's the whole thing. And what he got out of it, what Garrett got out of that, is that he's cosplaying. He doesn't change his own oil. And that he's dumb and thinks people are stupid. And anybody who's rich and wears Carhartt or mossy oak trucker hats or goes on hunting trips, think you're dumber, you're dumber than them, and they want to make you feel some sort of kinship. Now, yes, Ben Shapiro is moving to Tennessee. He wants the people there to welcome him, and he wants to feel like he belongs there. So he put on a Tennessee hat. Like if you went to a ranch and were like riding horses for the day, you might put on a cowboy hat and pose it. Garrett, you're in the military. When you're part of the military, branch of the military, you dress the same. You wear a hat sometimes to belong, to fit in. And while that's not an exact one-on-one comparison, it's not intellectually honest. Here's a picture of a conservative Californian who went to Harvard putting on a hat and just saying basically, what up, Tennessee? And you've assigned this weird, he thinks we're stupid. He doesn't change his own oil. It's like what? They think you're dumb and da 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 da. It's like, let's assume that's true. And what? We're not dumb. So we saw through it. I see this picture. I don't go like, he must change his own oil and go hunting a lot. By the way, no one's going hunting who doesn't actually hunt. No one's going hunting for the optics. And I'm not saying that it can't be used as a press opportunity. I'm not saying that they don't have photographers out there, as you said, for a photo op. Of course. These guys always want a photo op. But Ben Shapiro makes no qualms about being conservative. It's not a hidden secret. His company, the Daily Wire, admit openly to sponsors and anyone else that they have a conservative bias. Not fooling anybody. Comedians, we do this. You go to Tijuana, you're not putting on a sombrero for a picture, right, Moody? Like that's a thing everyone does. And it feels, again, this is the same thing with Trump. And it's not that I'm a Trump fan. And it's not even that I'm a Shapiro fan. But I say this every time, and this is the comment I posted on there. There are plenty of reasons to either like or not like Ben Shapiro. Him putting on a goofy hat with no context and what seems like a pretty innocent post. And I don't care who you are. You have to argue. Objectively, there's nothing built into that. You're out of your mind if you see anything political built into that. So it says a lot when you're just assigning all those like he thinks we're dumb and da 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 da. And I just said, we're entertainers. We certainly present a false front. Comedians when in Rome. Exactly. And he said, right, but we're entertainers. He tries to be news. And it's like, he doesn't try to be news. He's 100% a commentator. You called him a commentator in your own post. Okay? And again, he admits that he has this conservative bias. So I don't think he's trying to fool anybody. And then he says to me, like, of course we know he's not news. This is what he says to me. We know he's not news, but other people fall for it and think he's news. Well, now you're calling people stupid. The whole narrative before this was Ben Shapiro dresses up in a cowboy hat because he thinks we're stupid. And that makes him look like he's one of us. By the way, one of us, that's creepy for you to say. And by the way, I asked Garrett this question. I go, who's one of us? I go, I don't change my own oil or work a manual labor-intensive job. But if I put on Carhartt, am I a lying, swindling piece of shit who's trying to convince people I'm something I'm not? One of us. If I go camping and put on a cowboy hat, and ride a horse, am I a fake sack of garbage who tried to deceive everybody? No. But listen to the logic of that. It's like, no, I know that we know he's not news and authoritative, but he's going to convince other people and fool them into thinking he is. And it's like, so you think people are stupid. It went from him thinking we're dumb and trying to fool us to he's going to fool some people because people are stupid. It's like, what? Then Garrett goes on a whole thing about how I didn't mean Ben Shapiro specifically. It was just an example. It's like you gave examples about how he went to USC and Harvard. You gave us examples about where he was raised, what his parents did, and how you bet, just assumptions, all willy-nilly assumptions we're grabbing out there. He probably doesn't even change his own oil or cut his own cake. Who gives a shit? What is everyone talking about? And then you went, what he's saying. Then he goes on again to defend himself in another direction. He goes, I'm not saying there's any deeper motive or meaning. I'm just saying he's playing dress up. It's like you literally said what he's saying is openly, he thinks you're stupid. It's like you literally are assigning meaning to it. And by the way, none of this stuff, when you question it, gets dealt with in a timely manner. And then I get a lot of likes on some of the comments. But look at the go-alongs. I call them the go-alongs. So we get down to one of them, which is my favorite. And I was trolling hard on this one, and it was fun. But this one wrote, here's our thread. There were more here. This guy right here. Core Cohen. Look at this guy. As someone who grew up in the mountains of East Tennessee and loved in Nashville, he wrote that, and loved in Nashville, this image is extra gross. Again, I got to show you the image. And the reason this is important is because we need to start acting proportional to the way things are presented to us. There are images and things that are cringe and gross. This isn't really one of them. This is extra gross. Recalibrate. Recalibrate yourself. So I bet, again, one level of questioning is usually all these guys need to show you that there's nothing behind their big stand. One level of questioning usually. And again, props to Garrett Hall for having a discussion. I think he went all the way around and tried to wiggle out 7 different ways. I think your post was all over the place and you didn't make a good point and you were nitpicking, and it sounded like you were mad at Ben Shapiro for tricking you when that's not what even happened. So it all felt very personal and picky. What is it? What is happening? Okay, so this guy Core Cohen said, I grew up in Tennessee and this picture is extra gross. Now again, it's just a picture of Ben Shapiro in a hat saying like, what up, Tennessee? That's it. That's it. So I called him out. I just said, in what way? Because someone said it extra gross, and of course someone liked it, because these are all just go along guys, you know. So I go, oh, what? It was just another pic of him. It's not a political. It wasn't a political post. Is the point? So he's like, this is the double gross. You know, again, double gross. He went to Tennessee and put on a cowboy hat. Double gross. By the way, he's in like a Van Heusen shirt. Is he really trying to trick people into thinking he's a cowboy who changes his own oil? Which, by the way, again, is all stuff you made up in your head. These guys love to like make up facts and then scream about them. You know what I mean? It's like, and you're about to see it right here. Here he goes. As someone who grew up in the mountains of East Tennessee and loved in Nashville, this image is extra gross. So I just lob it up. In what way? Look at this explosion. Look at this. Patrick Melton, in the way that a UCLA and Harvard grad playing cowboy after spreading propaganda embraced by Russian intelligence that led to unnecessary deaths of good, honest Tennesseans. To quote my preacher, the devil does not come to your door dressed as the devil. Fuck him, his propaganda, and his profit over war, people-driven proper policies. So, again, Ben Shapiro posts a picture in a cowboy hat with nothing political, not trying to lure anyone anywhere. And Captain White Knight over here just loses his mind. He spread propaganda embraced by Russian intelligence that led to unnecessary deaths of good, honest Tennesseans. And then you quote a preacher? Okay. Already I'm out, dummy. You're praying to Sky Daddy? Okay. I think this guy's a piece of shit. I talked to my Sky manager about it. Oh. So I just replied to that. LOL, are you okay? I like to look at who likes this stuff, man. Because it makes you go, And by the way, most of the time, comics like this, and this isn't a reflection of Garrett, but most of the time, comics like this, and Garrett was very calm, and we talked, and he was totally cool. So props to him. Core Cohen, you're a loose unit. You're out of your mind. And if you want to know another one, let's do one for the ladies. You know what I mean? Hot shit. A friend of mine in Tampa, comic, Rafiq Shaheen. He posts the other day a perfect opportunity for me to troll. He posts, happy people, why are you happy? And I go, here we go. This is a perfect opportunity. And I went on there and I posted, I said, anyone reading this right now lives in one of the best places at one of the best times in human history. If you're upset and angry all the time, it's probably you. Okay? Whew. Whew. I'll throw this up. I'll come back and delete it tomorrow. Let's see if we get any bites. Now, Rafiq, minutes later, came back and said, oh, I meant more, not kind of in that existential kind of way, but like, what makes you happy, like, on a daily basis? What are your moments? And I said, oh, well, let me change my answer then. Pizza. Just a funny little quip with a friend. God forbid we have a laugh. Now, I go about my business, but I come back a couple hours later, and there's a comment from a female comedian. And it is not good. She's very angry. Her name is Catherine Maloney. She lives in Tampa, and she is angry. Okay? So I come back, and it's like, who are you kidding, Patrick? You're the biggest, saddest piece of shit. Every time I saw you, you were grumpy, grouchy, angry sack of shit. And I was like, whoa. Whoa. And I come back with my standard reply to all these people who launch into insane tirades out of nowhere. Again, not proportional. Insane. Now, I don't have this. I would show it to you. It's since been deleted. But I will tell you this. Because that's another thing these nuts do. They always they lose their minds. They're so unstable and reactive, They've never been told by their parents that it's really, you're showing your ass every time you just knee-jerk react. They don't have anybody in their life, they're just ratchet people. So, I went on there immediately and went, are you okay? Because, are you? And then the reply started. Now, I started screen capping it around this time because I had a feeling. Oh, did we get a sub? Thanks for the subs, guys. I knew this was probably going to be bad. So I screen capped it. Let me bring it up here. Why can't I take that upstairs to the bank? Maybe I can preview it up here. This is getting weird. I can't drag a window up. Oh, because my browser's full screen? Hold on. I gotta show you what this kook is up to. All right, here we go. I gotta shrink it because this screen is so much smaller. Oh, God. Bear with me, everybody. We're going to make it hot. We're going to make it real hot and good and juicy and hot. Hopefully, once I get this dialed in, we won't have to move it around. Fucking hell. God damn it. I don't think that'll fit in the window. Maybe it will. Let's get it up here. Can you see this? Can you see this? Let's make it bigger. So she deleted one in here. She deleted a comment in here where she went off about me being a giant piece of shit. And I wrote, "Are you okay?" And then she wrote, nope, but that doesn't change the fact that you're an asshole. Now, I'm sitting here going like, whoa, what is this? Like, what triggered this? Let me tell you something about Catherine Maloney. Now, I don't go after these fucking people. These people come out of nowhere and go after me. So now I have to like air out all your shit because you're a piece of shit. Yeah, I'm not going to let you run around telling people I'm an asshole when you're an unstable, unhinged woman. Okay? So let's dive into who. And by the way, the fact that you've gone back and deleted all these posts shows that you're going through things that have nothing to do with me. You need to take them back. You need to apologize. Because while I am an asshole, it's rarely unprovoked. Catherine Maloney showed up on the comedy scene shortly after I left Tampa to be something. So she's been swimming around that comedy scene for a little over a decade. From what I can tell, middle-aged housewife, got neglected at home, had some kids and a husband who found out the pussy was greener on the other side of the fence, which is saying a lot because I hear Catherine's is pretty green. Now, where do we go from here? I don't know where to go from here. So I just wrote to be nice because clearly she said, nope, I'm not okay. But you're an asshole. So I was like, wow. All right. So I wrote, good luck with whatever you're going through. 100%. This is what I wrote. People don't believe me. I'm showing you the screenshot. And then she wrote, and congratulations for being so self-absorbed that you can give out life lessons when you've been a horrible person to so many people. Glad to hear you're doing so well. Most assholes succeed. Okay? This gets crazier. Then it goes to this white knight guy named Dan O. It says a lot that he assumed everyone should just be happy because they live in America. Wi-Fi and running water doesn't erase real world problems. So this is one of these guys who's like solving it for us. I guarantee if you go on his page, this guy's got all the answers. So what's he talking about? Well, remember what I said originally. Anyone who's reading this lives in one of the best places at the best times in human history. And if you're sad and cranky all the time, it's probably you. That's what I said. And again, when I post these types of things, this is the argument with Moody the other day. If you're in our Facebook group, Moody and I got in one the other day. Always getting in one. It's fun. I picked the words very carefully, okay? So this guy comes in, he's just like, I think it says a lot that he thinks anybody in America is just fine. And it's like, I just come on there and I said, I think it says a lot that you think I said anything about America. Because I didn't. I said, if you're reading this right now, you live in one of the best places, the best times in human history. Fact. If you're on Facebook, you have a computer and internet access, and more importantly, time to be scrolling through Facebook, especially threads about happiness. If you have time to do that and access to do that and freedom to do that, we don't need to argue anymore about whether you live in one of the best places on earth. You do. Fact. The best time? Yeah. Pretty sure we got air conditioning, internet. There's never been a better time to be a poor sack of shit, you know? There's a lot of poor sacks of shit in Vegas. They have two cars and 4 42-inch TVs. You know? Shut up. Shut up, white knighting dope. Actually, I think it's, if you mentioned, you think just because America. I never said America. You're projecting, dummy. This is how you get them. But I was really taken aback by Catherine Maloney. She lost her mind. She came unhinged, snapping at me. And I was like, what is this girl? What in the world? Who hurt you? And I wanted to find out. I go to her Facebook page. Holy shit. Did I come across a tidal wave? Now, let me give you some history. She says I treat a lot of people horribly. I'm sure I have. And by the way, I haven't always been the positive bundle of happy, joy, go energy that appears before you today. Yeah. I used to be quite a bit fatter. Oh, you're pretty fat now? Yes. But I used to be quite a bit fatter and not a happy person. However, my entire experiences with Catherine Maloney consist of this. Meeting her when she fucked several comedian friends of mine to try to get gigs, which worked for her for a while. She fucked her way through the comedy scene quite a bit, got a lot of good gigs. Now, she is not a hopeless comedian. I think she was decent. Yeah, she's got confidence and stage presence. Not to be mistaken for talent or the ability to write a joke worth a damn. But, you know, a lot of these girls, they get by just being, you know, half good looking, having a little confidence, and a couple quips here and there about their ex or soon to be ex-husband that they are cheating on or whatever. I don't know all the details, but I do know pretty nasty, nasty person. Lots of lies, lots of drama in relationships, and lots of family issues. Now, flash forward a couple years later, I think one of the, I don't know, couple times before last, when I'm working at the Orlando Improv, she's there hosting. I think I was opening up for, God, I can't even remember who I was opening for. Could have been Alonzo Bowden. Could have been Godfrey. Could have been Segura. I don't remember. I remember her just being so excited and giddy. I think it was her first full hosting week there. She's like running around. I think she's like baked goods. She had to run back and forth to Tampa every day from Orlando. She wasn't staying there because I think she had to work at her day job. Just mediocre as shit, you know? And I probably gave her shit too, you know? And this is another reason women, like, we fuck around. We bust balls. You're such an asshole to everybody. I don't know you, woman. I saw you fuck with several of my friends. Other than that, I don't know you, aside from beating the fuck out of you in some comedy contests over and over. Other than that, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, anybody else in Tampa I've treated like shit doesn't pertain to you. You weren't fucking around when I was coming up in the community. So I don't really answer to you and your ilk, your graduating class of comedy horseshit in Tampa. And I'm sure not going to give you the time of day to go on Threads and snipe me with insults and delete them later without diving into your psyche and seeing where you're at. Holy shit. How dare you come on here and try to make this about me? Look at this woman's Facebook. And this is a combination of one of the most basic bitches you'll ever meet and one of the most damaged human beings on the planet. So there's a shit ton of this. And I mean, this is, again, I've said this before 1,000,000 times. If you're one of these people who's posting 3 to 18 times a day on Facebook, you are desperately alone. You're desperately alone. You need help on levels. A team of people need to rally around you for help. But she's one of these people, and half of the thing are like Weird Al videos from like 7 years ago. Like, oh my God, word crimes. That's crazy. You know it's true. It's always posted with a comment that doesn't make any sense. Weird Al's word crimes. You know you do. It's like, what? We've all seen this. It's old shit. Memes, the most basic memes, you know, just handfuls of oodles and caboodles of mom shit. It's like, ugh. And he's sitting in Tampa for a goddamn decade doing local comedy shows. Don't run around the internet telling people what's what, dummy. Okay? Why don't you sit in Carrollwood and be unfuckable more, you know? If you're this big of a goddamn cunt right now, imagine what's going to happen when you get older and your looks fade and you're not a 6 anymore. You know? What then? Ugh. Look at this basic shit. I hate when my phone autocorrects on my way. MF, I am not that excited. It's like, ugh. If imagine a booker getting a hold of this, they would just go, well, she's not funny. October 2008, started new job at stand-up comedian. I left in 2010. I don't think I ever heard of this chick before. Look, she was a stand-up comic and a pro stand-up comic the same month. The first time she did. By the way, she ain't a pro stand-up comic. Half of her Facebook page is begging for a job. Still no job. Still no job. Desperate for a job. They told me I'm too qualified. I'm too good. I'm too pleasant. You're a miserable person to be around. If anyone's an asshole to you, it might be you, sweetheart. You're kind of rough around the edges, okay? You're kind of ratchet. It's unstable behavior. No wonder no one wants you working at their place of business when you can't control yourself in a mild, fun Facebook thread about pizza and happiness. You come out guns slinging, shooting, you know? Change your mind 2 minutes later because you realize you're a fucking loose cannon, crazy, you know, loose caboose woman. Oh, that was crazy. I shouldn't have gone off like that. I look like a, he's calm and normal, and I look like a real fucking nut. Yeah, you do. You do. Like, that can't be the first time that's happened to you. I imagine you lose it all the time. And again, judging by the Facebook page, you do. You do. Look at this one. Cat don't crack. You know, as if this blown out photo of you with liver spots on your neck is some sort of brag. Like, okay. And don't get me wrong, you're a Tampa 6. You know, it's like, I don't understand where the attitude comes from. I've never done anything to this woman, you know, other than be better at comedy. Never done anything to her. They're not gonna fight with Catherine Maloney. Who's the fuck about Catherine Maloney? One weekend I worked with you ever. And then went about my way. Never thought about it since. Clearly, you've been stewing. Look at this. Just like Ronald McDonald memes. Jeff Goldblum spotted with Thor. Florida Man. She just learned about Florida Man. And was like, guys, you go to Google and put in your birthday in Florida Man. Like, she just learned this? Just posting about it? Let me show you the one that really made me. This is when I knew we were dealing with a woman. By the way, I've scrolled so much, and I'm not even 24 hours back. Give me a second. So aside from all the most basic memes on earth, she has a lot of bad days where she's posting things to, you know, summon goddess energy and talks about a lot of healing. Things I've discovered after 2 years of raising garden snails. You know, just like if husbands were toddlers, a lot of just men are shit. Men are shit. I can't find a good man. Dating. What's dating like? Just insane. Just insane. Let me find the one that really broke my heart. And when I realized, like, oh, it was brutal. Brutal. And a lot of this stuff too. About to start telling people different stories about my life. So when they get together and gossip, they end up arguing. It's like no one's talking about you. So she went to Cortland. She's posting college pictures. Some days I just want to reply to emails with okay and this photo. Like, so a lot of breakdowns. Me already angry. A doorknob grabbing my clothes. Like, this is just... So if you follow through on this, she's grumpy and angry all day. All day. Feeling like a shitty, cheap, disposable razor that has been discarded a fucking again. Why am I so easily discarded? I'm tired, boss. Like, imagine going public with this stuff. Like, I will not battle for your attention. I am not the fighter. I am the prize. You know, a lot of just meme poetry. Just garbage. Take a step back and realize you're begging someone for the bare minimum, and that's ridiculous and beneath. Like, just constant affirmations, telling herself she can do it, roses. When you try your hardest not to be a fucker, but everyone, and that's the thing too. Is like these people with mental illnesses go back and forth constantly all day, and it's these comics all day between being an unstoppable warrior. I am a princess. I get what I deserve. I won't be talked to that way. You're a piece of shit. I know better. I'm a fierce comedy lady. I get up and tell people how it's done. You're unemployed, you're crying, and you're having meltdowns 7 to 38 times a day on Facebook. You're posting memes, trying to convince yourself you're worth something. You are unhinged. You're out of your mind. We still haven't gotten to the saddest one. We're still just a couple days back. Some losses set us free. The other day, someone asked me what my goals are. I told them to be happy. Really, really, really fucking happy. Remember when I gave advice on being happy? She was like, shut up. Don't tell people to be happy. You're an asshole. It's like, there's no interest in being happy. These people love to be miserable. They feed off it. There's a reason it hasn't popped for you yet. It's not going to. You have a shitty attitude. You're not fun to be around. You're also not funny enough, probably. But I know you'll just say it's because, look at this. Detached from needing to have things work out in a certain way. Imagine being in your 40s with 6 kids and 9 divorces behind you. Just learning that lesson. Learn to not try to control the things you can't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Did you just learn that? Sew it on a goddamn pillow. Quick, add it to your Pinterest so you don't forget in your little bird brain before you start snapping at people needlessly on Facebook again. You look like a loon. Wait till we get to it. You're not going to believe it. It answers so much. Ways to get fired. Get a face tattoo. Eat the printer. Like, imagine posting this garbage and trying to get hired at a club. Me after too much peopling. Ugh. Get in a car wreck. Remember, when you getting high by yourself, but you ain't remember that you ain't never by yourself, because God always with you. So offer him a hit. Oh, God. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. I don't know how far back we got to go. Because, again, she posts. I'm talking about something 3 or 4 days ago. But this bitch is bananas. Look at this. You ever seen someone meme so hard? All over the place. Look, here's where she just found out Florida man. She talks about crying all the time. You know, look at her posting this joke. Again, this is a stand-up comic since 2008. That's 15 years of comedy. Liar. You know, she posted this. Hotel check-in time being 3 p.m. will never make sense. They want you to roll over and be ready for checkout at 11. Who came up with this? Put it in your set. Ugh. Oh my God. Like, you made me come look at you. Like, you made me come look at this. I would have never looked at this. But when you went off on me for no reason, I went, oh, this is a very unhappy person who has other things going on that have nothing to do with me. Let's go see what they are. And look what I found. Here it is, Weird Al. Let me show you something. Here's one. When you're busy saving Carol Ann and then the bass drum. I mean, just. I personally think Cinderella should have lived a happy life with all her animal friends rather than settle for a man who had to try a shoe on because he didn't recognize her without makeup. You know, just really, really funny stuff. New beginnings. A new chapter is starting in your life. Kids these days don't know the struggle. Just so many mom memes. I will find the one that made me really go, oh. When you find out she's crazy, but you end up liking her even more. So just, again, this tells you the state of a minor woman. This is around the day, I think. Starfish story. Pro tips for life. Asians are not a virus. Hispanics are not illegal. Black people are not threats. Muslims are not terrorists. Native Americans are not savages. It's like, how brave. How brave. Oh my God. Finally, Catherine Maloney's here. An unemployed, out-of-work comedian is here to tell us all how to heal. Ugh. Here we go. This is it, I think. So this is a story. Wait, just look at this. This is a story. Male cat rescued over 25 kittens and raised them as his own. Okay? This is what sums up all of her sadness to me. Why would she be posting this? Male cat rescued over 25 kittens and raised them on his own. Why would she be posting that? Look how cringe and embarrassing. Shout out to my deadbeat dad. This cat took care of strangers. You couldn't even mind your daughter. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? That's when I knew. Like, this woman, I don't know her, but I can't imagine her not just being miserable 24/7. What an angry sack of shit. And you might think that about me from watching this show. Patrick, you yell a lot. Yeah. Again, people come to me and start this shit. I'm in a thread talking about pizza. And this woman just unloads. You mad, bro? Fucking hell. Wow. Keep ordering. NobodyLikesOnions.com/store. Keep the orders coming. Grab your merch. If you don't have one of these new hats, you know, you look stupid. Order one now. NobodyLikesOnions.com/store. Next on the menu, Brian Scalar. Well, let's do Black Pedro first. Just so you know, Black Pedro released his album on the DL. He doesn't promote it much. Look at this website. Here he is on that old Byron Allen show with Darren Carter. What's great about this is the website, and you'll think I'm nuts. When I tell you what I'm about to tell you, you'll just go, Patrick, you're nuts. Who notices that? I do. I notice everything about how low rent your whatever is. I do. You might be Catherine Maloney going, this seems petty. Did you just pick on me? I was having a bad day. You're a piece of shit person. Okay? Okay? Stop taking your shit out on other people. Okay? If you were just a cool comic who was friendly and nice, you know, you might be taken out on the road and actually get some fucking gigs outside of the Sarasota area. Jesus fucking Christ. Keep blaming everybody for your fucking miserableness. Is that a word? Misery. That's the word? Fuck. I do too much of that herbs.
Smoke weed every day.
Down here at the bottom, Treadwell Management. 2019, all rights reserved, Black Pedro, created by Determination Media LLC. Now, you click on this, it seems like a real company, right? Determination Media LLC. Like, all right. Black Fridays? What is that? Oh, hold on. What is this? All right. So I didn't know about that, but whatever. It's a web company, let's say. Down here. So he's got his social media links here, which seem to go to the right places. But down here, these is all just go to Wix. So this is, you paid a web development company to build your website in Wix? Go over here to shop. You'll find one item, Black Pedro. Album art in a non-standard size for how things work. $4.99. View more details. Well, there are no more. So good luck with that. You can, of course, post anything you want to Wix. And if you add this to your cart, you'll be taken to a checkout through PayPal, which I did. Black Pedro then stole my $4.99 and I never got the album. I got taken back to a blank page on his website, no confirmation, no anything. Money withdrawn from my PayPal account, gone. No way to download the album, no way to get the album. It's just gone. Seems to have no problem with it. So the site's not working. Okay. I encourage you, like, honestly, if you have $5, if somebody will do this right now in the chat, that'd be great. If one person would volunteer, go try to buy this album. I suggest to you this. No one's buying this album and he hasn't even noticed. It's broken. How could anyone buy it? You can't get it. So, you know what I mean? Like, how could anyone get it? And he hasn't even noticed. He doesn't even care. This is like, again, when these people get confronted, you know, say whatever the fuck you want about whatever metric. When these people actually try on a platform, it doesn't pan out. You know? You got Butch Bradley releases a comedy special, you know? We see the numbers. We see the numbers. This wasn't streamable on Amazon Prime like Shang's. This wasn't a deal that was sold to Amazon Prime. No. This is a self-produced stand-up special that you put up for sale on Amazon, which anyone can do with anything of reasonable quality. And we get to see the numbers. We get to see the numbers for the sales. And when you get that check for 100 downloads after your first month, 200, 300 downloads, you go, oh, only 300 people wanted to see my special. And it's like, at that point, you know, how much you selling? Let's say you keep fucking 50%. Okay. Times your $4.99 special. By the way, somebody told me Butch Bradley's special is 45 minutes long. Is that true? What's happening, man? Because it's not even like you don't have enough material. Butch Bradley kind of freeballs it when he goes out on stage. It's a lot of drama. I got invited up to LA Comedy Club tonight. And look, if I were vaccinated, I might go. Brant Tobler's in town, headlining the comedy at the LA Comedy Club. Trix is up there doing a birthday show tonight at midnight. My buddy Matt Markman's going up there. Lots of friends up there. I didn't go because I don't want to make shit awkward with Butch Bradley and I. Just to give people an update on the Butch Bradley situation, because I know people want it. And even Butch probably wants it. Butch does know what's going on. A few weeks back, repurchased the domain and put back up the website hideawaycomedy.com. Hideawaycomedy.com in its original state, which is the website that details my 2015 Halloween weekend expedition with Butch Bradley at his Butch Bradley's Comedy Hideaway Comedy Club in Atlantic City, where I was hired to headline by Butch and partner. I was summarily never paid for the gig. $1,200, $1,500, something like that. Butch then lied about me, said I was drunk and high during the shows. I put up the videos of the shows where he was drunk and high, and I was sober as a moose, drinking water on stage. Then he flagged the videos and said, get those taken down. They were filmed illegally in our club. And I said, really? For an hour while I headlined, there was a tripod in the middle of the club filming illegally on every show, and you guys didn't notice? Weird. So then YouTube sided with us. We left those videos up. All this is detailed at hideawaycomedy.com. 2018, I sat down with Butch Bradley. He had a separation with his partner. The club closed, pretty much thanks to you guys shutting it down with all the attention you brought on social media to this issue, and I can't thank you enough. Fuck these guys who don't pay comics. Fuck them in their ass. And Butch, double for him. He's a comic. He should know better. There's no excuse for this. You're a comic. You know how it goes. You've lied about me. You've played games with me. It's fucking ridiculous. Years go by. Butch Bradley scrapes himself up off the ground, starts a new life here in Las Vegas, okay? Gets in with one of the only clubs in town I work, LA Comedy Club, which I've happened to headline since 2007 until 2017. Butch becomes a resident headliner there. I stop getting work there. I start hearing from people around town, Butch is talking shit about me. People won't come on my podcast because Butch tells them not to. They don't want to get involved. And people would rather open for Butch and get their $1,500 than to ever just, listen to a full story or say, fuck you, Patrick's my friend, I'm going to go on his podcast. You guys is shit, it's you guys is shit. So I think it's very petty to drag another comic into the middle of it. However, years had gone by. So Butch and I met, sat down, we had a talk. Butch told me he got screwed over by his partner, yada, yada, yada. He was never really as remorseful as I felt he should be. His whole stance on this thing is like, I got fucked over too. Like, you fucked us over too. It's like, I did nothing but tell the truth, man. I did nothing but tell the truth. This guy hired me to headline his club. No one came because it was Halloween weekend in Atlantic City. Okay? You made no money. You tried to take it out on me by not paying me. Your partner was a piece of shit. When that didn't go well, you started hounding me drunk with threatening text messages and calls. I have audio. I have the text messages. Borderline death threats. They're all up at hideawaycomedy.com again. But no, you try to spin it as this thing that happened to us both. Your shit isn't my shit. You fucked over a comic. Okay? Bygones be bygones. 3 years later, we're in the same city. I decide to bury the hatchet. Fuck it. You call me up and threaten me with legal action. Do you remember this? Patrick, I'm going to have to get lawyers involved. What did I tell you? I said, fuck you. Get lawyers. Good luck. I told you that. I said, go get your lawyers and explain to them how I've posted up nothing but truths about you not paying me and about threats. This is all real stuff. I told you. I called you fucking bluff. I said, go get your lawyers. By the way, still, go get them, dummy. You can't, because there's no lies in anything I've said. And you might think, like, look, I know a lot of people are like, dude, don't fuck with Butch. He's crazy. Yeah, I get it. You post pictures every day, you're two Doberman sphincters. Nobody gives a shit. I know you're a nut with guns. I don't give a shit. Come get me. Like I said, like I tell everybody, I'll believe you when you wake me up with a fucking barrel in my mouth. Until then, move the fuck along. We've all got guns. So we meet in 2008 to squash this. You know, we both got to live in the same city. This is retarded. You know, you give me your sob story about not doing your half of the shit. Okay. We make a deal. You're going to stop talking shit. He said he didn't. He said he'd never told anybody to not come on my show. He said he never told anybody not to book me. Weird that I haven't gotten booked at a club that I worked for 10 years since you started working there. Weird. Also, you have a show there. You know, I could open for you. He told me he would help me make the money that he owed me. He would get me into clubs that I don't work, like new clubs that I don't currently work. He would introduce me, get me weeks of work. That would equal the $1,200. And I said, that sounds fair. And then 3 years went by and a pandemic started. And I started messing with Ty Rivera because he's a piece of shit. And then 3 different people come to me and tell me, did you know Butch Bradley is talking shit about you? Did you know Butch Bradley's telling people you're not a good guy? Did you know Butch Bradley is telling people that you're not nice and you're a bully? It's like, you goddamn right I am. You're goddamn right I am. So, let's recap. You were a piece of shit. I told everyone about it. You were a bigger piece of shit. Time went by. We came up with a amicable solution, met about it and agreed. Time went by. You did nothing towards your part of that solution. I still didn't care. I have a life and other things going on, right? Okay. And then you start talking shit about me. Okay. So let me get this straight. You beg me to take down the website, threaten fake legal action, tell me that it's really hurting your career and your reputation and losing you gigs and money. I do it. I stopped talking about you and telling the story, and now there's no evidence of it online. Yet you don't have to do anything for your part, and you also gonna run your mouth telling your version of the story, which is horse shit. I don't think so. So the site's back up, hideawaycomedy.com. I don't know how many and again, I'm not trying to like actively start some shit with Butch Bradley, and I'd like to talk it out with him. The only people I really have a beef with, Ty Rivera. He's a giant sack of shit. We'll get to it in a second. Butch Bradley, I'd love to patch this up. I'd love to be down there right now, watching you on stage, hanging out with my friends. Now, I'm not going to let this fucking thing between us keep me away. I'll be down there, hanging out with my friends. It'll be super fucking awkward. One day I will. So, squash it or not, we're going to run into each other. We'll see what happens. But fuck, man. Like, so that's what it is. And then I get, there's a couple of comics in between acting as go-betweens. Kool-Aid is one of them. Messaging me like, Butch is really pissed at you. And then like 19 missed calls from Butch at all hours of the night. No. I'm not talking to you while you're an insane nut. We can sit down and have a real, calm discussion. I'm happy to text with you so that there's a record of it all. God knows you say and do things like a loose cannon and make threats. So I'd like there to be a written record of it or a recorded message, a recorded record of it if that's possible. But I know that there's got to be a record of it. I know that. I'll be damned if I'm going to get involved. So, the Butch Bradley stuff. If you actually give a fuck about it, you'll man up. We can let everybody know on all your current stuff too. And the thing is, like, attacking Butch Bradley now would like ruin my relationship with LA Comedy Club. But you have to understand something. They're not working me anyway because of you. So I don't give a shit. And I know that you've tricked them into thinking you're a big star and that comics around Vegas seem to enjoy sucking you off like you're a big deal. I know better. I'm not fooled. I don't care. Again, you can't hide from these metrics. What do you got, 25 reviews on your special? Okay. What happens if I scrape together $500 to ruin that? Like, I'm not saying I am. But what if? Everyone relax. Everyone stop talking shit about everyone. What are we getting out of this? You let me do the ranting. Brian Scalaro. People want to move on to Brian Scalaro. Okay. So Black Pedro ripped me off. I put the Butch Bradley website back up, hideawaycomedy.com. I'm willing to have a discussion with him, but not while he's angry. Not while he's an angry man. Let me close that. Catherine Maloney. Brian Scalaro. Let's see. Fuck. Well, last show, I noticed Brian Scalaro, comedian, been in everything you can imagine, from Dexter to the Wizards of Waverly Place. Working actor and comic, and online, screaming about his MS every day, begging for money every day, can't work, yelling at people, he's immunocompromised, can't wear, can't get the vaccination, like people yelling at everyone wearing masks, starting fights like an insane person. Called him out on the last show. Just said, hey, man, he probably doesn't remember me, but, we worked some shows. I know him a little bit. Like, it seems like you just like to fight with people about masks. No. He wants to come on, talk to us on the show, set the record straight. We got it all wrong. So let me see if I can get his messages up. Private messages. These are private things that men share. Oh, fuck. Where is it? Sorry, I got a lot of screenshots to get through here today. Okay. So this was the first message he sent me. So he's basically, I'd love to talk to you about it. That's what he hit me up with. And I go, let's do it. Ha ha. I know it's easy to yell and rant when someone can't defend themselves. So I'd love to have a discussion. Like, let's get this guy on and find out why he loves yelling at people on the streets about masks. Let's give him an opportunity to talk. And I 100% plan on doing this. Unlike Ty or Trey's, this is somebody who wants to come. He's like Garrett. Yeah, come. Let me come on the show. Let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion. We're both adults. Let's be cool. 5 hours go by, and then he goes, hey, Patrick, I appreciate the offer, but I think I'm going to pass. I do wish you the absolute best of luck, though. Do me a favor, everybody. Stop wishing me the best of luck. I'm fine. And also, if I die, I won't care. I don't need your luck. So I wrote any reason why. I'm not trying to attack you. I have to make the show funny. But I'm willing to have a fair and open discussion. I think it would be good. People on both sides feel compelled to scream into the ether. But if we could talk and try to see each other's points of view, it might actually help people. Patrick Fairman. Really diplomatic stuff that I'm doing here. No, he can't have it. Let me show you what he follows it up with. I'm going to pass, but I truly wish you the best. Hope you understand. And then I just wrote, haha, I don't. That's why I'm asking. So he can't give a reason. Well, let me give you a reason. And this comes from just seeing how he interacts with the world. And this is the same with that Core Cohen guy and a lot of other people. These people love to just say something that will easily get attention. These guys weren't wearing masks, so I told them to, and I called the police. And if you didn't hear the story, go listen to the last show. It's insane. Or look for our video on our Facebook page or YouTube called Is Brian Scalaro Okay? These guys love to just yell and throw out a very common, usually lefty, it's only leftists who are unaware that they live in a bubble where half the population feels the other way. But they also like retell stories in a way that make them a victim. Like, this guy attacked me and called me fat and then said he was going to beat me up. And it's just like, did he? What a weird series of events. And then if you go look at his Facebook page, you'll see where it all comes from. Like, this is just a theme. It's just a theme. And I also think that Brian, these are the only reasons I can think. Somebody told him I won't be fair with him, which is not true. I was going to have respect and be very fair. And I even told the group, like, wow, I already got props to this guy. He's coming on. And then you just backed out and kept giving no reason for backing out. I'm going to pass. Hope you understand. No, why? Can I ask why? Gonna pass. Thanks, though. Wish you the best. Hope you understand. It's like, you're not saying anything. Butch got to him. No. These guys don't talk. So, Brian, I just think he knows he doesn't have, I think he knows he's full of shit and can't defend himself. That's number one. Like, you're full of shit. You can't defend yourself. Like, all these guys, and again, same with Catherine Maloney, like, they have to like try to weirdly simultaneously be victims and warriors. They're super strong, independent women that you shouldn't fuck with, yet I'm broken and can't even. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. What a weird, unattractive look. Like, every other post is just like some self-healing, like, when the pieces break, I can put them back together. Some days I look in the mirror and remind myself I'm a strong heart. And then the next post is like, don't fuck with me on a Wednesday, bacon, egg, and eggs. Like, what? Like, it's just craziness. And these are people whose whole identity is so loosely unfurling in their lives that, like, they're just constantly grabbing onto memes and sayings and things sewn on pillows to feel good about themselves. It's like, ugh. And I think Brian Scalaro might know he's dying soon or something, because he's also going through this where he's posting about every 3 or 4 hours some clip of a piece of television or movie history that he performed in. Now, how is he doing this? Does he have clips of all this stuff? Maybe, but he's aiming his phone at his big screen television, filming it with his shaky MS hands. in all its low res glory. Look at this. Look, these are the type of clips. Let me refresh this. Oh, we already posted a new one in the time that we refresh this page. I love this scene.
Your Honor, the other defendants would like to join in Mr. Seal's motion.
Are you now speaking on behalf of Mr. Seal?
No, Your Honor, I'm speaking on behalf of the other defendants.
It's just like, what are you doing?
Because I'm not as...
Stop filming your TV. Get a capture card, old man. And it's not just here. He's doing this all day, every day. Like he's saying goodbye to us. Don't adjust your sets. The audio is only on one channel. It's just 3 minutes of him walking down the street in LA. He posts one of these every other day. It's like, what are you doing? It's so weird. I don't have a lot to say after my second vax shot, but my ass does. And then it's just check out my Brian Scalaro Patreon. He's constantly posting, again, clips of him.
Pull the muscle on that junk. I'm in a lot of shape, you know, fat. People
Like,
call
why
it
are
fat,
you
fat.
holding up a camera to your TV to show us clips of you? I remember how much this hurt. It's like, are these on your DVR or what? Look at the corner up here. You can tell he's filming his TV.
The hell was that?
That is what happens when man and guitar become one.
So there's that, which is disturbing to say the least. And that just goes, by the way, it's just more and more and more and more of that kind of stuff. But then you find his YouTube channel, and it's like the saddest thing you've ever seen. So it's like this guy, he won't come on shows with way more listeners than him, where he could get some attention and talk. This is Roy Johnson level melancholy. Yeah, maybe. But you also, you're getting 17 views on every video. Maybe. But this is like old Yeller going out to die. It's like when your whole YouTube is just you posting clips you filmed off the television set. And then there's like the best of Brian Scalaro Instagram. This is the best. So do you understand my difficulty when you're like, no, I'm going to pass on your show. Hope you understand. It's like, no, I don't understand because you seem to love wasting footage.
For my mental health.
I mean, look what you're doing. This is
I took a shit in America. I made the poop in America. I took a plane to America just to take a shit in America. My poo poo, an American citizen. Yeehaw! Oh.
Oof. This is called the best of Brian Scalaro Instagram. It was posted 6 months ago. This is like Crazy Joe.
One day, this will all be yours.
Oh.
Well, not all of it. Like from there to there. That'll all be yours.
There's nothing worse than a grown man without central air.
Kind of like this area and that area.
So it's like, again, this is a guy
That big with your sister.
who's been in everything under the sun and as far as I can tell, is a pretty well-respected working comic. How do you not have money put up? How do you not have money put up? What have you done? You're begging for money every day. You're begging for money every day. You're in California, where they just take care of you. I mean, I don't know what to say. I can't do your show. I hope you understand. You go blah, 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 and motorboat the camera for 3 minutes and post it. You're like, oh, it's a good one. Put it up. The best of Brian Scalara's Instagram, it's a mumbling man in a square. It really hurts that you won't do my show. Okay. What am I to assume? You're a giant pussy who can't back up what you say. And when I called you out on calling the cops on strangers who were getting into their car that you could have just easily walked by, when I called you out on your story not being accurate, no rebuttal. You can't do it. You can't do it. The ways I don't give a fuck about any of you. Joe is at least endearing. Maybe. Like, fuck. I'm sorry. From sea to shining sea. From Scalaro to Maloney. Get a grip. Look at the stuff you're posting and ask yourself if a court would award you custody of your own brain. Because I reckon they wouldn't. You won't believe what Ty has been tricksting. Last night, LA Comedy Club. Brant Tobler headlining. Jill Kimmel opening, featuring. And from what I can tell, they have different open. I think Matt Markman might have been hosting. I'm not sure. I know Adam Dominguez was up there last night. I know Trix was up there. I get all the reports from multiple people. So I heard all about this story. And we're going to get into it. LA Comedy Club, Ty's up there. Just up to his old tricks again. Ty accuses Trix of stealing one of his jokes. Now, the accusation, let's have a look. Ty Rivera from today. Trix is a legit joke thief. It's the word where he's from. And tonight he did it with my joke. So this is, our favorite, Ty Rivera, claiming that around Toronto, even Trix has its reputation for joke thievery. Is this true? I don't know. Pardon me while I take a sip. I tried to talk to him in person immediately after he got off on stage, but he waved me off. First of all, let's just get one thing straight, Ty. Anybody who sees you coming is probably going to wave you off. From Grindr to the green room. Nobody wants to hang out with Ty. Word is getting around that you are a lying piece of toxic shit. And it's spreading fast. I pointed out to Gooch as it was happening, another comic, and I talked to one of the club owners about it afterwards. If I ever caught a comic doing my joke, imagine going and telling the club owner. By the way, how'd that work out, stupid? Because I got a little information you don't have about after you left. You went and told the club owner. There's somebody stealing my jokes.
In the world.
As if. So, he continues. I pointed out to Gooch it was happening and then told one of the club owners about it after Trix wouldn't deal with it himself. I'll do a full unbothered about it and provide receipts. So there's going to be receipts. Does that mean there's video? Action! I would love that. By the way, me and Trix originally fell out on February 1st, but I didn't feel the need to be aired out publicly, but stealing bits of a joke to remix a premise is stealing. Certain parts were pretty much taken word for word. I'm not saying cancel anybody. You don't have the authority to, dum-dum. I'd clap your hands and yell that someone should be canceled. Let's see if it makes a sound in the comedy forest. What a dummy. Look, I'm not going to have him canceled. Good, you can't. No one's listened to anything you said in a decade. Everyone laughs about you behind your back, dude. Everyone. It's not even fun anymore. Like, I can't even find... Let me make this very clear, and this is 100% true. In the 6 or 7 months we've been diving into Ty Rivera, not one comic has come forward to me. Not one comic has come forward to me and said, Patrick, you got it all wrong. He's an okay guy. Not one. Everybody says he's toxic. He's full of drama. He starts shit. He lies about comic. He treats comics like subservients. He thinks he's hotter shit than he is. He hasn't done anything industry-wise in over a decade. It's hack gay horse shit. No one's impressed. No one. Not one comic. Not one. I'll wait. Have one comic message me and just go, I think he's a pretty good guy. Nobody's ever stuck up for you. Women, men, straight, gay, black, white, Latinx. God bless you. None of them. Not one. Everyone will come forward and go, yeah, that guy's a fucking idiot. That guy's a fucking asshole. He fucking treats people like shit. Hack gay horse shit is my new deathcore band name. I like that. It's good. So, you know, I don't know what this is about. I'm not saying have him canceled. All good. By the way, me and Trix originally fell out February 1st. Well, I do. I picture him with a little binder where he's like, days I have arguments with comics. What a fucking nut. Watch your jokes around him. Also, understand if this were about drama or being petty. What? Petty? Oh, I think he spelled, instead of P-E-T-T-Y, he spelled P-E-D-I. Because he's making a joke about feet. I would have recorded an unbothered about it in February. This actually happened tonight. For the Vegas comics that really know my stuff, he was hacking bits from my Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Elvis bit. First of all, you have a Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Elvis bit? Michael Jackson and R. Kelly have been done to death, okay? Every time around, okay? In the 90s, in the 2000s, in the 2010s, and most recently and expertly by Dave Chappelle in his Sticks and Stones special from 2019, okay? I can't imagine what your fresh, hot take on it is, what with the curveball of Elvis thrown in and all, but it's dispensable. Okay? We can probably stop doing it. And look, I haven't heard the bit. I think comedy's dumb. But you're trying to convince me Trix stole your Elvis MJ R. Kelly bit? Sounds to me like you're both hack dorks. JK, I don't believe you at all. I'm on Trix' side. Hashtag I'm with Trix. Sure. He made comics take pictures of their feet and lied to them. Probably jerked off to that digital footage for hours. Probably. You know, at least he's not a lying, abusing piece of shit. People like Trix. Okay? People get along with Trix. He's an amicable man. You're a sly succubus of a pill queen who prances around the comedy community being toxic AF, not realizing that you're not good because you get booked every now and then. The thing is, you know, we've seen your apartment, we've seen your dog, and we've seen your Glade plugins. We know how you're living. It's a Scalaro life for you. It's Scalaro life for you. Just air conditionings in holes in the wall, a dog chewing on alligator toys that you're hoping to scrape up 43 cents in referrals from Amazon from. No one's listening to you. You can't cancel anybody. And they are turning on you left and right down there at the old comedy Clorb. What makes it even sweeter, this argument about a Michael Jackson R. Kelly bit, is that someone in that thread popped up with this, where they posted a link to our video about Trix, comedian Trix, duped comic friends. Look at this. So the comics in Vegas are aware. They know. They're sharing it around. Imagine Ty's surprise. And by the way, Ty liked that link. That link to our video right here. One of these likes is Ty. One of these likes is Ty. So he liked a video by Nobody Likes Onions, making fun of Trix. It's like, first of all, I'm not making fun of Trix. Again, we're on Trix's side. We're on Trix's side with this. 100%. Ty can't help himself. Drama queen that he is. He has to come back with another one minutes later. To be clear, it's like, who starts a conversation like that? Nobody was confused. So just say the story. Jill Kimmel confronted me in front of the comedy club, and I wasn't nice in responding to her. I don't respect her as a comic. I don't like her as a person, and I don't care that she has a famous brother. Now, I didn't put two and two together. I didn't realize this is Jimmy Kimmel's brother, okay, or sister, okay? So he gets in a fight with Jimmy Kimmel's sister last night. He says she attacked him. She came up to him outside the club. Again, I say horse shit. You're known for starting drama wherever you go. You got hit in the face by one of your friends last year. Let's make it 3 this year. Who knows? I don't like her as a person, and I don't care that she has a famous brother. Again, childish thing to say. I told her at a point that if she were a guy, someone would have already hit her, and she went full Karen. LOL, 3 exclamation points. She was like, did you just threaten me? It was a true psychotic episode. I don't think you know what that means, because you have one every week. It's called Unbothered. She kept trying to paint it like I had threatened to hit her. Then she realized nobody was paying attention to her and dropped it. Weird situation. I should say so. It's almost like it didn't happen that way. And that's how I would card it. Now look, I happen to have a conversation today for quite a little bit with Jill Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel's sister. Now, I didn't know until well into that conversation that this was Jimmy Kimmel's sister. I had no clue. It's a pretty common last name. And also, Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? So I got this story from other channels. You know, people are into secrets at nobodylikesonions.com. Send in your secrets. We're cool on this show. We don't give up sources. We don't air out people's dirty shit. We keep it all secret. And also, I'm blocked from Ty. So these screenshots, I need someone to send them to me. It's the only way I'm going to get them. So I'm talking to Jill Kimmel. She seems very nice and very reasonable. She just goes on and on telling me about Ty, how he was at the club. Yeah. The vibe I heard, now, several people were at this club last night and saw shit. So from what I've pieced together, this is what went down. Ty shows up. You know, he's bitter. He's not getting... First of all, you got to know this. You know, Branton, and I haven't seen Brant in a while, but I go back with... I've known Brant for, 12 years? Maybe 14? I'm not sure. You know, and Trix, even though I don't hang out with him a lot or whatever, I've known Trix for 8. Ty Rivera, bit of a loose noodle, you know. Don't really know him much at all. Kind of has his head so far up his own ass. You know, unless you're doing for him, he's not really concerned in you, unless he can make a few points scoring one off your forehead with some quick sass. But, you know, that being said, I'm talking to Jill Kimmel. She seems nice and cool. From what I've pieced together from talking to about 3 or 4 people who were there last night, Ty's bitter about bookings, okay? He's more bitter that he's not the center of attention when he's in these situations anymore. You know, Butch Bradley just had his big special. Brant Tobler is a far superior comic to Ty Rivera. Like, it's not even close. And Jill Kimmel tells me that outside the club, Ty claims that she's riding her brother's coattails. Now, I don't know Jill Kimmel. I don't know how long she's been doing comedy, and I was completely unaware of her. Seen the name, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Now, Brant is very fucking funny. And if Brant picked her to work with, which I think he did, I assume she's very funny. I don't assume he's fucking her since he's recently engaged. So, let's just say Jill Kimmel is featuring for Brant. And believe me, I know what that spot pays. High and low. And it's not great. So you think she's using her brother's name to get a feature spot at the Strat Hotel and Casino? When, by the way, I'm pretty sure Jimmy Kimmel has a comedy club here in Vegas. You know, wouldn't she just be working that every night, always? So I don't know, man. It all feels weird. It feels weird and petty, Ty. Starting to unravel. She told me nobody likes this dude. Everyone laughs about him. A couple nights ago, apparently, all these comics went out to dinner laughing about Ty, joking about Ty. And after Ty threw his little tantrum last night, this is the piece of info I got. After Ty threw his little tantrum last night, complaining about a joke getting stolen, him not getting gigs because of big bad Jimmy Kimmel. You know? Chris DiStefano and Giannis Pappas both say Jill Kimmel is decent on her own. Neither knew she was related to Jimmy. Right. Yeah, I mean, like, because it's not that's a name that exists. I've met Kimmels and Bits. No, and she was very, talking to her, I had no idea, and, I'm talking to her, and she was completely normal and nice and cool. So whatever. And then she's like, oh my God, Josh Denny. She started it was like she'd been an NLO fan for life. She literally goes, oh my God, you have a thing with Josh Denny too? And I was like, long story, da da da. She's like, oh my God, what an idiot. Like, his stances on things are so retarded. I was like, oh my God, you're going to love NLO. You're going to love the way you taste. Come on down. Moody says it's Patrick. It's unfair to say that no one likes Ty. Josh Denny likes Ty. He does, but does he though? Josh Denny's on a tour trying to use people for stuff. It's like, come on, man. So yeah, after his little double tantrums last night, Ty leaves alone. So picture this. Jill Kimmel's just been accused of riding Ty's coattails. Trix has just been accused on his birthday of stealing jokes from Ty. The two owners of the clubs are there. Other comics are there. Ty storms off. It's awkward with all these accusations and weird fights that went down. Guess what everybody does? Shots. Birthday shots. They all do birthday shots and laugh about Ty. This is how the night ended. Everyone gathered around laughing about how ridiculous Ty Rivera is and how no one takes him seriously. Stop booking this dude. Stop looking and booking to this dude. Enough is enough. It's crumbling. It's starting to happen. And I'll lead the charge if I have to. You know, I didn't want to be the comedian that Las Vegas deserved. But whatever, like, it's got to start, it's got to start coming down for some of these guys. One way or another, You don't think I have the time and energy to burn? You don't know me. I'll register more domains than you can shake a DNS server at. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Whew. So that is the brunt of the stuff today. That we had to get through. So thank you for putting up with it. I do have some more things to get through, but I think we should take a break. It's after midnight. Maybe we'll come back tomorrow. We'll do a little bonus PM in the AM / morning thing. Let this get out there. Let this sink into a couple of these guys. But it's interesting. It's starting to, the comics are reaching out. It's starting to go. I think people are waking up. I think people are really starting to understand the spell they've been cast under here. God forbid, stop letting Ty tell you how good Ty is. You know what I mean? This guy's a dork. It's not good. All right, let's get out of here. Join the Overdose. Subscribe. We have a P.O. box now on the Nobody Likes Onions website, nobodylikesonions.com. Go to contact us, I think. Somewhere in there. You'll find it. It's not a P.O. box, but we have an address. So go ahead. Send us some stuff. Send in some weird shit. I'd love to get it. We'll open it here. We'll go over it bit by bit. Also, very soon we're going to launch a new sticker program. So with the self-addressed stamped envelope thing, we haven't done that in a long time. I know we're going to have to explain it because millennials and after have no idea what a self-addressed stamped envelope is. We struggled with this in 2005. I can't imagine trying to explain to young kids now what a self-addressed stamped envelope is, but we'll get there. We'll get through it together. Thank you so much for listening, though, and hanging out, guys. You've been great. You've been fun. You've been lovely. You've been nice. Thank you to the mature comics of the day. Jill Kimmel, Garrett Hall, Trix. Happy birthday to Trix, really. When you think about it, I'm with Trix. I think he's a fine guy, and I don't put anything past him. I think he's probably a new nice man. All right, I'm clearly delirious. Let's get out of here. We'll talk to you all as soon as we can, okay? Bye.